There's the short term and the medium term. Obviously, long term is long term. But in the short term, look, we had a quarter, we missed a little bit, but we won on market share. We grew market share. We've grown market share almost a point pretty much every year. Jim and I have been here for 16 years. And so I think relative to the rest of the category, that's what people were looking for. And then we talked about what we have coming for the rest of the year. This was probably the lightest quarter as far as big initiatives. In Q2, we have stuffed crust. In Q3 and Q4, we're on DoorDash. So we've got a lot more coming.
Now, a stuffed crust is something that was a big hit, obviously a big hit for a competitor for a very long time. Why didn't you guys have this before? Because to me, this is the innovation that would take you guys out of your regular comfort zone into something that I think has a lot more to offer.
Yeah, you know, for us, we're ready to launch an innovation when our operations is ready for it. And the fact is, stuffed crust is a little bit more difficult to make. We have busier pizza stores than most. And so what we've done over the last couple of years is through training, through IT, we've improved our service. Q1 during earnings, we talked about being 2 minutes better than we were 2 years prior on delivery. And so we got our operations where they needed to be. And so now we're ready to bring in this a little bit more complex pizza to make without really affecting operations at all. And so far, consumer input has been really positive. So I'm glad we waited, but I'm even more glad that we launched it.
That makes a great deal of sense to me. Now, DoorDash, you were trying to explain the incrementality, what it does mean. And for our viewers, without being too fancy, can you talk about the app and what it might mean to people who would not normally order Domino's, who might now?
Yeah, well, you know, Jim, we stayed out of the aggregator marketplace for a while. We don't want to help it grow, but it's a big piece of where people order today, and we need to meet customers where they are. There's about $5 billion worth of pizza that are sold in the aggregator marketplace. About $1 billion of it could be ours. That's our fair share if we were on aggregators. Last year we got on Uber. We're getting towards in May and towards the second half of this year, we'll be on DoorDash. DoorDash sells about twice as many pizzas as Uber. So again, you think about the Q1 numbers and realize we didn't have stuffed crust pizza. We weren't on the biggest aggregator. Puts Q1 in perspective and gives you a little more sense why we're bullish kind of for the rest of the year.